you know, it's your job. You know, you got to be professional about it. You got to get out there and do it. Frost. I've been with Keller for about going on 7 years now, and good place to work. Real happy with working here. Dispatch will look at the load, decide if we have enough hours to do the load, and if we are able to make it on time according to our times on our clocks. They'll send us the load, and then we just get all the information off the PeopleNet. You know, the weight of the load, the order number, the loaded miles, the empty miles, the pickup number, the pickup customer, the delivery customer, or consignee, if you would. And we just look it over, make sure we're able to do it, because sometimes they'll overlook something or whatnot. And that's how we get our information for our loads. In the end, is it worth it? Yeah. You know, because you're providing a good, stable lifestyle for your family. And, you know, being able to talk to them. And, I mean, I wouldn't know what to do before cell phones. You know what I mean? You know, that had to be real rough. And the dispatcher I have is Samantha Morgan. She's very well spoken. You know, she's knowledgeable. If I need her for something, I know I can count on her. Okay, we're in Girard, Ohio at the Petro, getting ready to take our 10-hour break. To me, I've always found it's better to park between two trucks, so that way somebody backing in the middle of the night don't take your mirror off or your grill off and then take off and not hang around. So tonight we're going to stop for the night here. We'll go in and get a bite to eat, take a walk around, take a look around, do our 10-hour break, and get up in the morning and head to the consignee. It's about 7:40. Getting ready to hit the hay. I'm going to get up about 4:30 tomorrow morning and leave out. Got to do our pre-trip for 10 minutes in the morning. After that, we're heading to the consignee. Right now, I'm just determining which route will be best for us to take into the customer. Just trying to get familiar with the area, so that way I kind of got a general idea which way we're going. I'm going to start my clock. DOT requires that we do a 10-minute to 15-minute post or pre-trip before every trip, making sure that the vehicle is safe to go down the road, you know, make sure there's no faults, nothing broke, missing, leaking, so that way we can do our job safely and keep the motoring public around us safe for the most part. And just to make sure that everything's in working order, and so that way we can go out and do our job too. So I'll go ahead and start my clock here. So really what you want to look for, and what I like to do is I like to start on one side of the truck and work my way around the back and come back around and stop where I start. So you just kind of get an idea, like making sure all your lug nuts are still there and tight. You know, you don't want them loose or missing. Oil caps nice and snug, keeps the oil in the axle and the hub and whatnot. Then you just walk through, make sure all the lights work. You know, make sure your air lines are still attached. Like I said, you don't want no oil leaking. You don't want no parts missing, because obviously if you don't have the required parts, you can't do the job safely. Just make sure all your parts and everything are there. And So then you just get in here, make sure, you know, all your belts are nice and tight. You don't want them slipping and falling off. Check the oil. Make sure you got plenty of coolant. Just do a general overview of the motor, make sure nothing's leaking, oil, fuel, stuff like that. And then get in and start your day. The CEO of the company, Brian Keller, he stresses safety. That's his biggest concern. You know, they come up with a rule where if you don't feel the roads are safe enough to be on, you call them and let them know. You know, and they won't hesitate. They won't even question it. They'll tell you, park the truck. And then they'll just reschedule the load if need be. You know, and you know Brian's motto, and he lives to it to the day. You know, a load might be money, but a life is priceless. And it does me good knowing that I'm working for a guy that puts my safety in front of himself, and that, to me, that makes me feel real good about this company. Their policy is they want us to drop this in door 133 because it is required for another load coming out of here. And we are picking up trailer 250 in door 146. So we're going to drop this trailer in the door so they can load it for the next driver. Here's door 133. Now they require that our tandems be slid all the way back. Our tandems are slid back. It's just a policy that they require for us to do. So we'll go ahead and back this in the door, and okay, most places we drop our trailers, they have lines painted on the ground so we know where to put our trailer so it's flat up against the door. And you always want to keep your trailer as tight to the door as possible so that way there's no gap where somebody could fall through or get hurt. So you just want to kind of bump the dock easily. You know, you don't need to slam into it. So you just bump the dock and then just put a little bit of pressure and then set your brakes. Then we'll go out and detach the trailer from the truck and move down and grab our loaded trailer. Okay, detaching the trailer from the truck, we're going to detach our air lines and our electric lines, and then we'll release the fifth wheel and we'll lower the landing gear. And then we'll come back and look to make sure our pins are out, so the tandems are locked, so that way they don't move when the yard dog or the next driver comes to hook to the trailer. What you want to look for is you want to make sure that the release arm is in the in position, and you want to make sure that your pins are out. You have a pin here, and then there's a pin back there. And you also have two on the other side. So just make sure your pins are out and your arm is in. That'll tell you that the tandems are locked to the trailer so they can't slide. So now we'll detach and go grab our other trailer. Now what you'll do is you'll push the button and hold it for a few seconds, and then you'll hear the pin release, and it'll also
show you on your dashboard display that the pin has been released. So you push that and hold it. Okay, I just heard the pin release. It's always a good practice too when you drop a trailer to lower your suspension, so that way as you pull out from under the trailer, you're not putting all that stress and impact on the landing gear. Then we'll move on down to the next trailer, and that is trailer 250 in door 156. Now when we're at customers, they'll have what we call yard dogs, but what they do is they spot trailers for the company, whether it be pulling a door or trailer out of the door that's loaded, or putting a trailer in the door that's empty that requires loading. They always have the right of way at their facilities, so you kind of have to wait for them to do their thing before you can go and do your thing. And just be patient. Sometimes if they're going to be there for a minute, they might wave you on, but it's always good to give them the right of way. And then you'll hear the pin lock in the fifth wheel. Yeah, and then what I do is I just give it a little tug just to make sure we're hooked. And then also I'm going to physically get under there and visually inspect to make sure that it is hooked. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to do the complete opposite of what we did when we dropped the trailer. We're going to hook up the air lines and the electric line. We're going to raise our landing gear, and then I'm going to physically crawl under the trailer and look at the fifth wheel to make sure that the pin is locked in securely. Also, you want to visually inspect your rubber grommets to make sure they're in good condition so you're not leaking air. An air leak could cause brakes to wear, friction, and it could cause you a lot of headache when all it is a 20-cent piece of rubber. So we inspected those, they're in good shape, so we're going to go ahead and hook up. Make sure those are good and snug because you don't want them loose falling off while you're driving down the road. Then make sure that's electric lines in there and clipped. You also, when you're pulling away from a door, you want to make sure that the light is green and not red. If it's red, it could be locked, and there still could be somebody inside the trailer. If it's green, their policy is if it's green, you can go ahead and pull away from the door. Their employees are no longer in the trailer. So that's one important thing you always want to look for. So I'm going to crawl under and look and make sure that that pin is locked into the fifth wheel. So we're good there. So now we got the landing gear up. Now I'm going to walk back and unlock my tandems, so that way I'm able to slide my tandems to equally distribute the weight that's in the trailer. Because we are required to be under 34,000 pounds on the tandems and the drives, and under 12,000 on the steers. We have a pressure gauge in the truck that regulates how much weight, or that tells you how much pressure is on your drive, so you can kind of figure out where you're at weight-wise. But then later we will scale this load because this is usually a heavy load. So we just release that, pull the pin out or the arm out, and make sure to make sure our pins are in. So I'm going to lock in my tandems by evacuating the air to the trailer, which is the red valve, and you'll hear the air release. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to back up, which slides the tandems under the trailer. And I'm going to watch my pressure dial to kind of get me in the ballpark. I mean these pressure dials, they're not an exact science, so don't live and die by them. We're still going to have to scale this at a cat scale. So I think we'll be good there. Now I'm going to walk back and shut my doors, and I'm going to lock the tandems in so they don't move. While I'm walking back to do this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to visually inspect the trailer, what I can see, making sure that my reflective tape is all there, my lights are working, my trailer skirt's attached and not loose, my landing gear is good. I'm going to look at my tires and rims, make sure there's no chunks out of the tires or hubs leaking, and then another, just make sure the lights work. So for this, you just pull out and then up, get it out of that little notch, and then just let it go. And what that's gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and slide them again till I feel those pins pop out and the trailer catches. So now we'll go ahead and shut our doors. You want to look inside? This particular load is going to Woodland, Pennsylvania, to a Walmart. And it's got Woodland and then the load and the pickup number. And it also has our seal. I'm not going to seal it. I'm going to let the guards seal it, so that way it is sealed, but I will double check to make sure the seal and the paperwork are the same number. Okay, when we pick up a new load from a different customer, or from any customer, they give us their bill of lading. And we have to, it's our responsibility to input the information into the PeopleNet, which is in our tablet here. So that way Keller has an idea of that we are at the customer. We do got the information, we have the paperwork, and we have to let them know what's going on and what we have. All right, we got our paperwork signed, got the seal number wrote on, all the numbers match, location matches, load number matches. Now we're ready to get out of here. Okay, so our maintenance department out here on the road, I've been with 3 other companies, and I've talked to other drivers about their company's maintenance department. Our maintenance department's second to none. I mean, they got to be hands down the greatest company out, the mechanics out here. They drop whatever they're doing to keep you going, just so that way you get the job done. They don't waste no time. Sometimes they'll double or triple up to get whatever the problem is fixed and get it going. And I mean, you couldn't ask for a better group of guys. We just got to Brockport. We went in and checked in, gave them our pickup number. They gave us our seal that we seal the trailer with before we leave. We had to sweep out the trailer because a lot of the food grade places require that we sweep the trailers out. And we slid our tandems, backed into the dock, and now we're just waiting to get live loaded. And our light went red, so they're working on us. So we'll be out of here in no time. Well, that's a day in the life of a Keller driver. I hope you guys benefit from this video. Just remember to be safe out there, stay alert, and keep it between the ditches.